Bees play an important role in agriculture. They pollinate the plants that bear the fruit we eat. However, bee populations are down this year. This as state ag and forestry officials are trying to keep tabs on Africanized bees. This week in Louisiana Agriculture's Melanie Ohmes shows us what's being done to track the bees' progress across the Bayou State.
These officials with the Louisiana Department of Agriculture and Forestry braved the swarm because they're on the hunt for a potentially dangerous bee. Africanized bees are almost indistinguishable from a regular honeybee, but are more apt to sting. In 2005, state ag officials found Africanized bees in Lake Charles, north of Toledo Bend, and in the Shreveport area. Since then, Africanized bees have turned up farther east. In 2007, they were found near Pecan Island in Vermilion Parish and also in Chalmette near New Orleans. Now these ag officials have begun the 2008 hunt near Baton Rouge.
Well, what we've got is 31 simulated beehives along the river on both sides, down the east side and then back up the west side. We'd set a queen bee pheromone lure in them and end of February, first part of March, and we run them through about September. We take the swarms out, take a sample of the bees back to the bee lab, and they identify them for Africanized honeybees or native.
The Africanized bee is descended from honeybees brought from Africa to Brazil in the 1950s. The intent was to breed a strain of honeybee better adapted to the tropical conditions of South America. Those bees escaped and have since spread throughout the Americas.
We kind of figured that, they came up through Central and South America into Mexico, and they came in the United States. And then we thought they were just going to move east into eastern Texas, western Louisiana, and then, but they didn't. They did like this. They came there and they went directly west. They went into New Mexico, Arizona, and California.
Here's how ag officials determine if a bee is an Africanized bee. They take the bee and measure its wings. You see, the Africanized bee has slightly shorter wings than the European bee.
And they're more defensive. Whereas you may have 5 or 10 bees come out of a hive of a European colony sting you, an Africanized bee colony, you have hundreds to thousands of them stinging. They're just a lot more defensive, and people need to be aware of them.
The venom of an Africanized bee is no more potent than that of a normal honeybee. But since they tend to sting in greater numbers, the number of deaths from them are greater than any other subspecies.
As simple as it sounds, you need to run as fast as you can. And what we tell people, run as fast as they can and get inside either a car or a house, because it's better to have, 100 bees or 50 bees inside of a car or a house in 30 to 60,000 bees, because that's what a mature colony has, between 30 and 60,000 bees in it.
And that's about 60,000 good reasons why they do this job. From Baton Rouge, I'm Melanie Ohmes for This Week in